Didn't see you there. Here, let me just fix this up. Get the camera ready. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Got a nice chair for you to sit on. Oh, then y'all can't see me like that. Bruh. That's embarrassing. Yep. Have a seat. Got a nice chair for you. We gotta talk. The election. The election. The election. The election. Boy, boy, boy. The election is something else. You want to know the reason why Trump won this election? It's actually is quite obvious though. The answer is right in our faces. It's been our faces for the past 8 years or so, maybe more than that. But the reason why he genuinely won was not because of memes. I mean, that would be the most obvious answer, but there's actually a lot more to that. Okay, sorry. Is within these past 4 years, we had so many problems building up. First, there's inflation, student debt, the job market, cost of living, and when it came down to our leaders and representatives, we completely we were completely lacking. It's like all they ever cared about was I don't know, what like I don't know, like identity. We had like I live in New York City, right? If you go to Times Square, if you go to the Bronx or even Manhattan or even Brooklyn, it is not common for a single person limping over like this, suspended. I swear to God, There's too many people injecting themselves with so many drugs, and it's become a very common problem. Too many needles, too many gotta hop over and stuff. Too many of that, man. Homelessness, homeless crisis is also one of the main issues here. It's really rough. It's really, really rough. It's really rough out here, you know. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, is that a lot of these problems that we were facing these past couple of years was never talked about, and a lot of people were constantly being brainwashed by the press, and the media did a very good job twisting the way how they view certain things. So we were only, and that we use a lot of scare tactics and strategies. But this election woke up a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people already were waking up, but it blew up significantly, and people got sick and tired of Democrat Democratic parties, lying to our faces, and these damn fuckers sitting in their offices, nice and cozy. So while they're dictating our actions and controlling the way how we see our lives, they're telling us that hey, be a good boy, be a good girl, listen to what we have to say, and keep voting for us. And it's like their strategies and tactics was out in the open, and then they can't even hide it. Remember that time back in 2016 when Bernie Sanders, and I forgot this lady name, but she used to wear glasses. They were like in a Democratic Republic in the Democratic camp nominees. You know, the elect, like where like a bunch of candidates represent the Democratic side, and there was such a very big scandal with the votings. I can't remember exactly as well. I have to like maybe like pull up some news and some articles, but I'll probably if I ever had the chance, maybe post down some links in the description. I can't really say, but a lot of people are like I read like I was looking at like I was glancing through social media just to see how I was reacting. Nothing but hope. People were hoping so hard. Like I said, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Everybody is fearing for their lives, and I'm like, bro, I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I'm fine. These past 4 years, people's been played. Their livelihood's been played, and nothing really out of this was better. On top of that, there's so many wars going on, and it's hard to really keep up what's going on in day to day lives. I know this channel is not. I know I'm not. I know this channel isn't really political based, and you know, but I thought I share what's on my mind today and kind of reflect on it because I was journaling today and I really thought about what exactly is going to be the fate of this nation. I really like sat down today and I had a discussion with my brother and we were talking about how we both saw this coming. And there's so much pressure and so much stress around Gen Z, but this election was divided between men and women, primarily young men and women like myself, because I'm 25 and these past 4 years I've seen firsthand. I've seen with my eyes just how corrupt the Democrats has become. The leftist was never the leftist was never really this bad, and it's like there was really nothing here they could have bring to the table. This isn't a video about me talking about how I'm a Democrat and Republican. That's an entirely different topic. But it's more towards like, yeah, somewhere along the way, someone screwed up big time, and they got a and excuse me, and that was the reality of it. And this a lot of people really, really, really thought as well. You know the one thing that me and my father was talking about today. My father was like, I'm getting sick and tired of women complaining and crying. Like, we get it. And then you have a lot of, and then there were some women's reactions expecting men to care about certain things like abortions and stuff. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. There was this one video of a woman expecting that everything was supposed to be all peaceful and stuff. It's like, nah, think about the Aztecs when they sacrificed the sun goddess by stabbing people in the heart. Or think about other villagers raiding villages and onslaughts. Think of like a lot of people just think that humans over the years were like peace going, loving, caring. It's like nah man, humans are ruthless as they can get. Cold and tireless. They could give a shit. Like most people can give a shit about abortion. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys and I'm not trying to say oh it's a bad like it is really more of a it's really more of a gender and more on a political thing, but there are people out there who just straight up does not give a shit. They can care less about abortion. And there was this one lady that thought that white men thought that white men wasn't concerned about these stuff because it's like I'm scratching because we don't have the ability to get pregnant. We just don't. All we do is reproduce. We pro- we produce we produce we we produce and then we just oh god, this is not going to be one of those videos. I probably will have to think about this through. I still find it very funny that people haven't learned their lesson. Like it's like it was funny to me. It was really funny to me how this whole election played out. I knew from day one that it was going to be him. Like it was just going to be him. And I was talking to a few people, and they all agree. They voted for him because, and we had two of lesser evils, right? And unfortunately, both sides are corrupt, right? But it's what do you rather choose in that current situation or state? And a lot of people that I was talking with chose Donald Trump because they want change, and they want a government that could represent for the people. And it's like you have countries out there that don't really give a shit, and they'll do anything what they can to keep us in vain so they can completely fuck around. There's so much into this. There's so much that really needs to be studied in my opinion. But all I can say is that to anyone, to any Democrats out there who who's watching this and who's gonna probably think this is a bad thing. Number one, I don't personally give a shit. That's number one. Like, I can care less about your feelings. Second of all, half of you should have saw this coming from a mile, from a stretch. And finally, this was like definitely finally like we told you so. The moral of the story of this is do your own research, trust your own judgment, and you decide on who's going to lead your nation. Otherwise, you're just going to have very bad people and very corrupt, stupid people get away with shit every single time. With that weak mentality, it's why number why we didn't get our shit together. No outros here, just spilling the facts. Keep up the good work though. Oh, and the grind don't stop until it stops.